Clown syndrome. What is it? So, you can't really blame academics and universities anymore because you have like this thing where people are uncomfortable. They just laugh. They don't want to learn new things, so they just laugh and make jokes. If you're not going to learn anything and you're just going to waste time, then you can't really blame anyone but yourself. So there's this thing called clown syndrome that I noticed a long time ago, where people don't want to accept new information. We know all that. We talked about all that. That's been said at the universities and whatnot, all that shit. And the thing is that we don't want to accept new beliefs or information. You tend to laugh it off. That's just a known thing. Um, Growing up, I've seen that. Adults do that. Like, oh, that's what they do. So, it's a demonstration of ignorance while you're laughing or while you're making jokes. That's what the dark clown is about, which is it. He uses the logos upside down, uses the illusion, to do certain things. But anyway, that's what all that ignorance is about. The ignorance can be strength, and the intellectual dark web, they try to do the same similar thing where they try to cure bias, but they don't have any foundation they're working to. They're just out there like, oh, you're biased, you're biased. So really, it's just limiting glass ceiling bullshit. That's what the clown is. It just jokes, just makes jokes and shit. It's really ignorant. The sacred clown, it's a powerful. That's what's so. It's mesmerizing about it is that the sacred clown it's such a powerful archetype, the Heyoka. But you go mad. You go mad trying to do that. So you gotta transcend even that. It's what I learned. It's like you reach like nothingness, which is okay. The what and okay, Little John. So that makes that helped the void come alive in visual. That I started like back in 2013. Started looking at this thing like it was a void. I guess Socrates would use it too, but I didn't know back then. I didn't know about Socrates or anything like that. I don't come from a reading background. I just like worked the stuff out in my head. So I've been doing that for a while, and I noticed that references to it are like all over the place, and it ties all the way back into, it was written and who is God, and also like the language, and that the fact that the language is malleable in a sense because it's relative, subjective. It changes, it's mutable. What doesn't change is the law of arithmetic that's on the holy breath, the aether, that, goes over and over in a loop. Else things wouldn't go in it, particles couldn't go in and out of time. There'd be no, like, schedule to anything. You couldn't, like, pull any schedule or measurements off anything. So, the nothing is the spaces in between all that. Without the nothing to begin with, then none of this would work here. So that's kind of like it was written, but before that was like nothing. And then, before that, the nothing seems to be like a portal, like the Kether. And that seems to be like ignorance, surprise, mystery, all this other stuff that you pull for, like the unshakableness, unchallengeableness. You pull all that out of the void, which is like using the logos. The black hole, an infinite shape-shifting black hole. And, I don't know, seems more enjoyable than reading or chasing all this stuff. A lot of people think I post stuff to be cool. I don't. A lot of times I feed narratives. I know people that that might think that are out there, if they think that, I spell lock them. This is what Donald Trump does. And this is why you need like a foundation, because you can cleave. I guess it's like cleaving. You can spell cleave. You can cleave people down like an alchemy to a foundation with all sorts of like, anything from presuppositions to other workings of, it's like, it looks like magic. And it happens like magic, but it's more that it works off ignorance and surprise, and that everyone's ignorant. That's one of the ways we're all equal. We're all ignorant till death. Nobody's going to be all-knowing. So, there's no reason to fear ignorance. That's just nonsense, because then that makes big reflections off the other end of like toxic genius. Blah! And all this IQ fight. That's why I started that shit. Well, that's at least what I do it for. Is the dark clown. Is, you try to constrain people with their own bogus laws that don't work until they get rid of the laws. And don't call them laws or rules, because they're just glass ceilings. And when you have glass ceilings and stuff like that, you can get subverted and everything else. Because the truth is always going to be higher. So if you have like a lie, then that's going to subvert. It's going to normalize in another direction. And that has a lot of factors in play there, which are like influence, mesmerization, ability to draw a crowd like Manson. All that fucking that's left-hand power stuff. So it's like a blend. There's power and there's the right-hand path. Jesus is the right-hand path. I'm not the right-hand path. We're not the right-hand path. We're flawed. That's okay. We got to go like a midway. And that's kind of what I do. And, I don't know. I didn't read or anything to get here. I checked some stuff out, and I met some people over the course of the years, and, just things unfold. They show me different stuff. That's about it.